Minutia Man Celebrity Interview is up next.
You know, Rick, when I say the word Finland,
Yeah.
give me a famous person from Finland. Well, just sit right there because we've got a famous, perhaps the most famous Finn in history, right?
Yeah.
Ismo Leikola.
That's right.
And he was deemed the funniest person in the world a couple of years ago. Great comedian, lives in LA right now, tours the country, and we've had the pleasure of having him on the show.
Yeah, and that's up right now because it's time for Minutia Men Celebrity Interview.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is the Minutia Men Celebrity Interview with Rick and Dave.
Dave, the show is going international this week. One of the biggest stars in one of the newest NATO nations, Finland. A comedian who won the title of funniest person in the world. No pressure living up to that.
What are you
going
to do after that?
Please welcome to the show, Ismo Leikola.
Hello, thank you.
Was that close?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's how I would pronounce it also here.
Okay.
Because, English pronunciation is always a mystery.
Well, you know, Dave and I are big fans of your stand-up. We've seen it on YouTube, and you do a great job of pointing out the absurdities of the English language. We'll get to that in just a second here. But English, obviously, is not your first language. And I speak German in addition to English. I can't imagine doing stand-up comedy in another language. In German now is not a good example because there's no such thing.
How many stand-up comics are there in German?
There are none.
Nobody can imagine what is to do in stand-up comedy in German.
Boy, the train's on time, eh? Am I right?
No, I'm sure there's a big comedy scene in Germany now.
Oh, huge. But
Catch a Rising Strudel. It's a great club.
But you know, it's a big challenge to be funny in a second language. Has that been a challenge for you?
Well, sure. Yes, it's like the word sure was really hard. It's SH for some reason, even though it's not SH. Sure.
Yeah, right. Sure.
But yeah, it was lots of trial and error in the beginning, especially. Like when I started comedy in Finnish, and I did it for years, and then I went to London to try it in English. And the first times I did that, like I had no idea if they're gonna get any of the jokes, but I just had to try it, and like it was like 50% hit and 50% missed the first show, and then soon it became much easier. But yeah, lots of just trial and error and asking people like, hey, can you understand this, and how should I frame this? And I'm sure I still use a wrong word. Sometimes.
That's all right.
Like, especially like when you're just talking fast or improvising or something. I've said so many times that the light is burning.
Oh.
When I mean the light is on.
Okay. Oh, right.
Because in Finland, the light is burning. When it's on, it's burning. But it's English, it sounds stupid.
Now, did you have like a coach in those, or, the beginning of the shows, like someone saying, okay, Ismo, you screwed this up, buddy. I mean, or did you just, like you say, trial and error? Was it just you did a show, you did a set, and then you kind of you ask people, how did you?
Or like any comedian, you get a laugh. If you get a laugh, it's working. If you don't get a laugh, it's not working.
Yeah, you kill yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with comedy. It's kind of trial and error in comedy is actually pretty simple because the laughter is very, it's very measurable, a very scientific method. The volume of laughter. So it's much easier to do trial and error in comedy than in like
surgery.
Writing or even writing a book or writing a movie or something that you just have to put out. And
Right. Well, it's funny. You said you tried it out in England, and then you came here to America, and now you've done it in a third language, which is American.
Have you performed a lot in the South?
Because we have a whole different ball game here in this country.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have the Midwest dialect, we have the South the Southern dialect. How has that been hard to navigate?
Well, it's a whole different ball game. It's very hard to navigate all your idioms and sayings. Like everything is a ball game or a
right. Good point.
Right. The whole 9 yards.
I just used one.
I learned.
Go on.
I learned where the whole 9 yards comes from. It comes from fighter pilots shooting all their bullets.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
That's 9. It's 9 yards of bullets in the machine gun in the old fighter
fighter
planes.
I thought it was because there's 9 cubic yards of dirt in a grave.
Wow.
And also I heard that it's 9 cubic yards in a cement mixer too. So when you say the whole 9 yards, it's like a full cement mixer. I like I like yours better.
Well, yeah, I haven't heard those. I heard the thing that like with the machine gun, the bullets are in this belt that's 9 yards long, and if you shoot everything, that's the whole 9.
Well,
I like that actually.
So you've lived in America since 2015. So we're talking 8 years.
Yeah. Well, 7. In December, I moved like in December 15, and I was away for like a year when the pandemic happened. So
good choice.
6-7 years I've lived here.
So big surprises living here, good, bad. I mean, I'm sure you had a perception of what America was going to be before you started living here. But anything surprised you? Everything's bigger here, buddy.
Well, there's so many surprises. Like I think one big surprise is that like America has always been like free and less government and all that stuff. But like the bureaucracy here is like way worse than Finland.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, I think in many like writing all these filling out forms and like the bureaucracy is really, there's a lot. And like driver's licenses expire in few months. Like in Finland, I still have my first driver's license, and the expiration date is year 2049.
Really? Oh, so I'm not going to go to Finland.
Right.
And because you got some very old drivers there probably that aren't all that great.
On the other hand, if you want to get a gun, this is your country.
Yeah. What kind of gun you got there as well? I'm sure you've got diabetes too since you've been here in America, haven't you?
Well, I decided to stop sugar and flour. Like I stopped eating gluten when I moved here because I figured the flour here is like way worse than Europe. So I just stopped it.
Yeah. Well,
and so no diabetes yet. And I have a shotgun in Finland. I've hunted some birds a few times there, but no guns here yet.
Okay. Well, that makes you one of 80 people in America that don't have one.
Go to the Starbucks and buy a gun. I'm sure that where are you living?
The Venti,
I'll have the Venti and the AK-47. Where are you living now?
Hollywood.
Okay, you are.
Hollywood. Okay, yeah. Okay. California is a little different than the rest of America in that.
Yeah, I guess I haven't seen that many guns here. People don't have them as much here, I assume.
Well, when you come to Chicago, buddy, we'll take you to the South Side, and you can have your fill of them.
What about profanity, American profanity? Have you discovered all the bad words yet, or the differences between those and in England?
Well, I enjoy your profanities here. In Finland, I think we have maybe the best curse words in the world. I think there was some like study that said that Finnish is like the number 1 or number 2 in curse words. Oh. I don't know how they did that study, but but we have great ones. But yeah, I like the American profanities. Motherfucker, it's a weird one. We don't really have that.
Yeah, kind of wish we didn't either.
Yeah, that's a good point. Never really stopped and thought about that one. That's really kind of a bad one.
And of course, and of course, shit. You can use it with pretty much everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Shit is like the shit and ass. I've been doing these jokes about those words because they are so insanely multifunctional words and very complicated how to use. Motherfucker is a weird one. Like in Finland, we just don't do that much.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think
like it sometimes happens, but then it's in the papers if somebody does that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly. It's news headlines.
Yeah, right.
When that actually
right. And then there's bureaucracy.
I don't know anybody who has fucked their mother there.
No, that's a bad one. Yeah. Now that you've broken it down for us.
Well, you're in California. Next time you're in the South doing a tour, there may be some difference there. 99% of Americans know nothing about Finland. So what are some of the things we should know about your home country? And, other than pickled herring, which is a favorite of Rick's. Rick's a pickled herring aficionado.
Oh, yeah, you can get that in IKEA.
Oh, really?
IKEA, of course.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, IKEA has lots of like foods that I miss. So if I want to feel like home, I go to IKEA because the Swedish foods and Finnish foods are kind of close. So you can get pickled herring and lingonberry jam and the candy. The best candy you can get in America, you can get from IKEA. That's my claim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Swedish fish.
And Swedish meatballs, too, right?
The chocolates, definitely. The big slabs of chocolate, the Marabou, and then the dime. I think Finnish and Swedish candy is way better than American candy. Like Hershey's has this weird taste. I don't get it. Like it tastes really weird. But I don't eat candy much. But I definitely vow for Finnish candy. So if you know somebody who's coming from Finland, ask them to bring some candy. It's pretty good.
Or just hang out at IKEA.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Swedish and Finnish are similar. Both now joining NATO, perhaps.
Congrats.
How's that affecting the people in your country? I mean, I know that war is a real thing for Finland because you're so close to it there.
Yeah, we had a couple of wars with Russia before, like during the World Wars, and so yeah, when the whole thing happened, people were really worried what's going to happen to us. But I think that worry kind of toned down a little bit, so people are not like extremely worried anymore. But like when it started, people were really, shocked about it. The whole world was shocked. But we have a long border with Russia, and we have had some wars. And in Finland also, like it's every man has to go to the army. So I'm a corporal.
Oh,
I'm a squad leader, I think.
Okay. Have you ever seen Hogan's Heroes? Because this is what I'm thinking. You've got a Hogan's Hero vibe to
you. No, I haven't. No,
yeah. That's a very wacky American comedy that takes place in a German concentration camp.
Yeah, right. Google Hogan's Heroes when you get off the.
Okay, I have to watch that. So it's So that was. And then, of course, like Finland has been always kind of half-assed about NATO, but now they decided to join. But I think it's happening, but it's Turkey is still kind of trying to stop it or something.
Yeah, I guess it's not official yet. That's true.
Yeah. So we were doing prep for your show, and we wanted to talk about other famous Finns, and I got to admit, other than a few hockey players, I hadn't really heard a lot of the famous Finns. I mean, you got a lot of great Formula One drivers, but you are probably the most famous Finn. Although, can you tell us other famous Finns that we might be missing? Turn us on to a famous Finn.
Okay, well, there's some Finns that you might. Well, I don't know if you know Rennie Harlin. He's a director. He's made lots of movies.
Yeah.
So he's a Finnish guy. Like he made Die Hard 2 and Deep Blue Sea, and like he made lots of great movies.
Okay, that's one.
So, so that's he's awesome, and there's like the operating system Linux.
Yes.
That's all the servers. That's a Finnish guy whose name is Linus with an S.
You're scraping a little bit here.
Yeah,
you're really kind of digging here. Come on.
Yeah, Finns have been pretty modest and humble about like a success is frowned upon in Finland, so then people don't want to do it.
Oh my God, we'd be great.
Oh my God, yeah, no kidding. I'm going to tell my wife we got to move to
that. Is the place for us.
Yeah, I got to tell my father-in-law from now on that I'm from Finland. And that, this is my success is not something that we care about.
Right, exactly. Well, anyway, so back to your comedy, because I was reading about your comedy background, and we share a few common bonds. One is you're a big fan of Mad Magazine. Dave and I were raised on that. And secondly, you were inspired by George Carlin, who I met a few times, one of the comedy greats, very nice man. How did Mad Magazine and George Carlin contribute to your comedic style?
Well, I'm sure somehow. I don't really know exactly, but But like I was always obsessed with jokes and especially wordplay. And Carlin, of course, did lots of wordplay. So, but I discovered him way later. I had already been doing comedy for some years when I discovered George Carlin. And because when I started, there was no YouTube, and there was VHS tapes of.
Yeah, right.
So I watched some comic in Finland had a VHS of Eddie Izzard and Eddie Murphy, and we watched those. But like it was so hard to find stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, your style is similar to George Carlin. I mean, you. Like you said, the wordplay, and Mad Magazine was known for its famous puns and things like that. And you kind of
and of course in Finland we had the Finnish version of Mad Magazine. I don't know how much it was translated, but like there was lots of Finnish puns, and there was definitely. I was always obsessed with jokes and funny songs and mishearing lyrics and misunderstanding things and puns and. Like when I saw a good pun when I was a kid, I was like in awe. Like that's like divinely good.
Yeah,
pun. I just loved puns. I was like, I felt like chills when I saw a good pun.
Are you a father? Do you have any kids?
No.
Okay. Well, when you become one, that's going to serve you well.
Yeah, they love love the puns, and you got to say them over and over and over again
because
it's same in front of their friends too, because they love it when you try to be funny in front of their friends.
If you are ever fueled by the eye rolls of your children, please incorporate the pun as a part of your daily life as a dad. That's just a free tip from us to you.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I first have to get laid first.
Well, a famous Finn like you.
Yeah, come on. So when was the last time you went?
You go to IKEA. You could clean up there.
They got beds there. You could get cheap dinner there. You could get a movie there. That'd be great.
Is that pickled herring?
IKEA would be the best. Date. Yeah, first eat the meatballs and then try out the beds.
Right, exactly. Is that pickled herring in your pants, or you're just happy to see me? I mean, dude, we can write a whole routine for you right now.
Well, I don't think you don't. I don't think you need our help because you are and. First of all, thanks for coming on the show with us. We really appreciate it. But people got to find your comedy out there. It's on YouTube. But I also assume you tour the country doing comedy. Have you been to Chicago before?
I was actually just there like a week ago, just for one night, but now I'm going actually next week, not this week, but next week. The whole weekend I'll be in Batavia, like an hour from Chicago.
Oh, great!
Wait, where are you? Is it St. Charles? Wait,
what's the name of the club?
It's Comedy Vault. Comedy Vault, like a bank vault.
Oh, Comedy Vault. Okay. All right.
Like, and it's an old bank, I think, or something, the way they named it that. So, but it's kind of a new club. I did it before, I did it like a year ago, and now I'm there again for the weekend. That's 9/11, March 9/11.
Okay. March 9th through the 11th. All right, good. Yeah.
Well, hey, we'll
promote it, and
maybe we'll even come out. Wait, what suburb is it? What's the
Batavia? Yeah, it's out.
Batavia.
Yeah.
Oh, Batavia.
Yeah,
okay.
I know where that is. Yeah, we'll come out and see you, Ismo. That sounds like
awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Can we get tickets?
Yeah, we'll come in and introduce ourselves after the show.
We'll trade you 2 jars of pickled herring for a couple of tickets.
Yes.
Can we do that?
Let me know if you want tickets, of course. Yeah. And just which day? What day? I'm there for 3 days, so just come anytime. That'd be awesome. And actually, in America, you say the female anatomy has a distinct smell. In Finland, we say it's herring.
Oh, there you go.
That's actually better. Well, you know what? We won't bring our wives, and then we can just talk about that before the show. We'll take you out for. Do you drink? Are you a alcoholic? I'm not asking if you're alcoholic. Yeah. Do you drink alcoholic? Do you drink alcohol?
Sure. I'm like the Finnish style of drinking is like no drinks during the week, but then get hammered on Friday.
Okay, binging. That's
Saturday. So that's how Finnish people normally drink. Like we don't do the kind of one glass of wine a night or something. Like we don't do that. We save them all for the weekend. So
and then you drive and then you drive with your 60-year-old license. Then that sounds great.
What a combination!
No, actually, in Finland, drunk driving is way more rare than America because. The stupidest sign I have ever seen in my life is no overnight parking. And America is full of those. Like, you can park during the day, but then you have to move your car or it gets towed. So it's the stupidest ever. Like in Finland, if you can park during the day, you can always leave the car overnight. So you can just leave your car wherever and it won't get towed away. So people don't have to drive drunk. But in America, like, people are kind of forced to drive drunk because, or their car will get towed.
God, you're right. There is a lot of bureaucracy.
Ismo for president.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that actually promotes drunk driving. So many people have to, if they just end up drinking spontaneously and they leave the car and then they're like, oh, I can't leave it there. That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's a great
totally
point.
true. My God, you are a genius.
So if people want to follow you, what is the best way to do it?
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I think I have that too now.
Okay.
But and YouTube, of course. So Instagram is Ismo Comedy, ISMO Comedy. And there's lots of clips there, and the longer videos are on YouTube. And I am hoping to put out some longer set this year on some platform. So.
Well, we wish you the best.
That's great. And
this has been a fun chat.
Yeah, and we're serious about maybe we can.
Yeah.
So it's not. So it's March 9th through the 11th. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what days a week is that?
Looking at the calendar here, pulling it out. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 9th, 10th, 11th. All right.
Is there overnight parking in Batavia? I'm just curious.
We'll have to find out.
I don't know. Like, that's you never know. I hope there is, but I'm not driving. I'm flying from LA.
Okay. All right.
But yeah. Hope to see you there. And yeah. So maybe Finland is in NATO by then.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being on the show, Ismo, and we wish you the
much
best
health,
of luck.
and maybe we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Take it easy.
Yeah, see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.
See, everybody loves a Kia. Right? My kids love a Kia. Got pickled herring there. You can just hang out at a
Swedish
Kia.
meatballs. You get all sorts of great stuff there.
And he's calling us back right now.
Yeah. Well, we have some people that we need to thank. First of all, let's thank Brandon Herman who
for setting this up. Thank you, buddy.
Scored that. We did a bit about Ismo a few weeks ago, and Brandon took it upon himself to find him and have him on the show. So thank you very much to Brandon. Special thanks to executive producer Tony Lasana with opishows.com. Opie is hippo backwards. OPPIH shows.com. We're distributed by Ed Silla with Radio Misfits. Great Talk Radio isn't dead. It just moved to a better place. Yeah. RadioMisfits.com. And we'll be back again soon with a brand new episode of
Minutia Men Celebrity Interview.
The preceding was a presentation of Opie Productions. Find our other great shows wherever you find podcasts, including opishows.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?